Hello, welcome to BioGreats TV. If you're new here, please subscribe and turn on the notification so you don't miss our next video. How Senegal got independence. In Africa, when children have grown up, they leave their parents' hut and build a hut of their own by its side. Believe me, we don't want to leave the French compound. We have grown up in it, and it is good to be alive in it. We simply want to build our own huts. That was a quote by Léopold Senghor while agitating for Senegal's autonomy from the French in 1957. Senghor went on to become the first president of an independent Senegal, but all that was a long walk to freedom when the country was first colonized. European activities in Senegal began when the Portuguese arrived at the Cap VertPeninsula and the mouth of the Senegal River in around 1445. Portugal enjoyed a monopoly on trade in slaves and gold until the 17th century when they were displaced by the Dutch, who virtually took over all trade by 1650. The later part of the 17th century saw the beginnings of the rivalry between the English and the French, who were the dominant forces in Africa in the 18th century. French rule was initially limited to the old trading post of St. Louis, which was founded in 1659. But by the last 30 years of the 19th century, French rule had been grounded in Senegal. Between 1895 and 1904, a series of decrees merged 8 territories into a French West Africa Federation. Before the French Empire established its rigid administrative control, the people of St. Louis, Gorée, Dakar, and Rufisque, regardless of ethnicity, were regarded as French citizens. In 1914, the African electors were able to send a representative in the person of Blaise Diagne, an African former colonial official, as their deputy to the National Assembly in Paris. Diagne was able to influence the recruitment of about 200,000 Africans as soldiers for the French army in the First World War. This he did in return for the full confirmation of French citizenship rights to the urban minorities in French West Africa. But these privileges were lost later between 1940 and 1942 and then restored between 1947 and 1958. In 1920, a colonial council, partly elected by the citizens of the old towns and partly consisting of chiefs from the rest of Senegal, was adopted in place of the elected General Council previously established. All the elected bodies were banned in 1940 but restored when the war ended. With the ban lifted, Senegal was given 2 slots for deputies in the French Parliament in 1946. Lamine Gueye and Léopold Senghor were elected. Under the new constitution of 1946, the franchise was extended and a territorial assembly was established in Senegal. By 1957, the right to vote was extended to all adults and not just a few citizens. At first, the 2 elected deputies focused on restoring the original French citizenship rights and then extending them to the whole Senegalese population. But as nationalist movements began spreading all over Africa and Asia, they began focusing on attaining independence from their colonial rulers. Also, strong internal tensions were beginning to build, one of which was prompted by a railway strike that persisted from 1947 to 1948. Senghor, who was a poet and philosopher, was growing in influence and was at the forefront of the push for independence. But he did not support complete severance from France. Instead, he advocated for a type of French Commonwealth with some degree of French involvement. He succeeded in influencing the Senegalese electorate to vote to remain part of the French community in 1958. So, Senegal became an autonomous republic within the French community. Seeking to form one united federation of former French colonies, representatives of the Sudanese Republic, Senegal, Dahomey, now Benin, and Upper Volta, now Burkina Faso, met in Dakar, Senegal in January 1959 and drafted a constitution of a new federation of Mali named after the medieval Mali Empire. This idea was championed by Senghor and Modibo Keïta of Mali, but only the assemblies of the Sudanese Republic and Senegal ratified it. The other two assemblies of Dahomey and Upper Volta did not. So, only Senegal and Mali became members of the federation. The Mali Federation became a sovereign state a year later on the 20th of June 1960, but this federation was short-lived as conflicting views soon led to its breakup. On the 20th of August that same year, the Legislative Assembly of Senegal proclaimed Senegal's national independence and announced it had withdrawn from the federation. A new republican constitution was drawn and adopted on the 25th of August. The next month, on the 5th of September, Léopold Sédar Senghor was elected president of Senegal and Mamadou Dia became prime minister. Senghor was a very well-read man who is considered one of the greatest African intellectuals of the 20th century. He was a poet, academician, and philosopher. He was responsible for drafting the national anthem of Senegal. He served as Senegal's president until 1980 when he resigned. What have we missed out of this history? Let's know in the comment section. Will it be ridiculous to subscribe to our channel? If no, please like this video, share, and subscribe to our channel.